Well, welcome back to episode 17 of Something Like a
17,
Podcast. I am Aaron Swarm, the one and only.
And I am the one RM. And we had a special episode.
We do got a shout out.
Well, okay, so do your shout outs first.
So we do have Clutch Crew Sports. If you guys saw the special, that was awesome, the collaboration with them. I really appreciate them.
Absolutely, it was a great show. Yeah,
it was. I enjoyed it. I really great that they let me on board with that.
Absolutely.
If you guys didn't hear and you want to go hear, go check it out on the YouTube page at Clutch Crew Sports. You can also hear it on Apple Podcasts and also Spotify. And also go check out OT Heroics. They're on Twitter, and you can go ahead and go on the .com underneath OTHeroics.com underneath the forum to go ahead and read some of the amazing articles. Guys, go ahead and check that out.
Okay.
Now, on to the show.
What I was going to say was we had a special episode out last week because of scheduling and stuff like that, but we are back. Episode 17. So I wanted to start off by we always start off talking sports, and I really wanted to talk about this and I want to get your take on it.
Okay.
So Kevin Garnett, he hasn't played basketball in 3-4 years maybe?
It seemed like 5.
Might even be that. All of a sudden, he comes out and he's starting to throw shade at LeBron James. So Kevin Garnett is in this movie with Adam Sandler. We just talked about Adam Sandler.
We just talked about movies in the last episode.
So it's funny how this ties in. So he's in a movie with Adam Sandler, and I don't know how they got on the subject, but Kevin Garnett felt compelled to say that he broke LeBron. That 2008 Celtics team, quote unquote, broke LeBron. What does he mean? Okay, so when LeBron was on the Cleveland Cavaliers before he went to Miami, he couldn't get past the Celtics. So Kevin Garnett's pretty much saying that him and Ray Allen and Rondo and Paul Pierce made him go to Miami because they couldn't beat this team. Now, when the cards were stacked against LeBron, you're talking about one player. We talked about LeBron before on that Cleveland Cavaliers team where the next best player was Mo Williams. And they had an old 37-year-old Shaq. So when you have Kevin Garnett, Hall of Famer, Ray Allen, Hall of Famer, Paul Pierce, Hall of Famer, Rondo, solid. He was putting up.
He's not Hall of Famer.
He's not. But during that time, I think there was one playoff series. The whole playoffs, he averaged a triple-double. Wow. So he was like a beast. So if you have one player, LeBron James, supposed to beat all those people, come on.
That's what I'm saying. So that was kind of horse crap with Kevin Garnett saying that.
All right.
Because you gotta realize something. Mo Williams sucked.
Yeah.
You just had LeBron James, which is your superstar. You had the Asian Shaq, where he's not in his prime anymore.
Right.
So the GM back then didn't really build around LeBron.
Okay, so some other things came out that I'm gonna get into, but I do want to say when LeBron evened the playing field, when he went to Miami and he had his
big three.
Which the Celtics had the big three first. I mean, there were big threes before that, but I'm just talking about this era. Oh, so now that everything's even, who won? Miami.
Yep.
I think they put him out twice. So Kevin Garnett
has no room to talk.
Exactly. So they're saying the same thing. Oh, well, Kevin Garnett, when you were on Minnesota, you couldn't get out the first round. Oh, but you had to come to the Celtics, where you had 2 other Hall of Famers on your team in order for you to get to the finals. So how, like you just said it, how are you going to shit on LeBron?
You can't.
Exactly.
Because with that, for example, like I said, it's just LeBron James.
Right. It's just LeBron.
That's on that team, and he was the only one that was a superstar. He's the one that was carrying that load. Mo Williams, I was young back then, so I really didn't pay much attention. I was just getting into sports, but I don't think he was all that either. Okay,
so here's one thing that people don't really realize. So during that, I think it was 2008, LeBron James, and I'm not going to put LeBron's business out there because I love LeBron, and I was watching First Take, and I knew what happened, but I didn't know it was this year. And they showed LeBron the same amount of respect. They didn't put his business out there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up a situation. You're playing on a sports team. It doesn't matter what sports team. You have your teammates. Your teammates are supposed to be behind you, right?
Yes.
Your brothers, you're on the field, court, wherever together. Let's say that one of your teammates is trying to sleep with your girlfriend.
Wow.
But
mind blowing.
Let's take it one step further.
Okay.
What if your teammates tried to sleep with your parent?
Are you serious?
And probably did. Now you have to understand LeBron's like, what the? You have to imagine like that. We talked about like sometimes you have to remove everything out of your mind and just focus on the game. But when you're sitting on the bench with somebody who does something low down and dirty, it's hard to not think about that. So
what are you getting at? Because it seems
but that's my point.
What player did that though? You might say the name.
I'll say Delonte West. I'll say this. Listeners out there, look up Delonte West and LeBron James and do your own research, and you'll find out how much of a piece of shit Delonte West is.
So you put
everybody's gonna put it together. I just don't want to put his stuff out there.
I got you. Is this
no, his parent.
So he didn't sleep with his girlfriend?
No.
Okay. So when he's married to now, he's with quote unquote LeBron. He didn't do nothing with her, correct?
Do your research. All I'm saying, it's not his girlfriend. And Delonte West, the last time they seen Delonte West, he was walking around the city barefoot, looking like he just crawled out of a gutter. So his life is in shambles now.
Of course, that's what happens when you're a dog.
It comes back on you.
Exactly.
But my point to saying it is, when you are going against a high caliber team like the Celtics, and you got this BS going on behind the scenes, it's going to be hard for you to focus. And the other team probably knows it. So, okay, he's down. Let's get almost like you have an NBA player who has or not just an NBA player, but a sports player who has an injury. There's some players who might try to attack that injury. I mean, it's low down and it's dirty, but let's say that you're on the football field and you know the opposing player has like a sore shoulder or something. Are you going to try to hit that shoulder or drag them down by the shoulder?
You should. So it's all safety first. People that do that are downright dirty, nasty, disgusting, and horrible people.
Yeah.
You play the game of football, the game of any kind of sport. It doesn't have to be football. Is to be competitive, but not to hurt one another either.
Exactly. And we talked about that before with Zaza Pachulia and Draymond Green, these dirty players. But Kevin Garnett has been known to let me tell you this. This is. I love Kevin Garnett's game. I love his game. Sometimes you can go too far. Apparently, now I haven't done my research on this, but I think I've read it a few times. Apparently, there was one game where Kevin Garnett was going against the Spurs, and I think it was on the day Tim Duncan's, somebody in his family died. So, no, it was Mother's Day. I think that's what it was. It was a Mother's Day game, and I think Tim Duncan lost his mother. And what does Kevin Garnett do? Go up to Tim Duncan and say Happy Mother's Day.
Well, that's
sick. Why would you don't need to go to that level.
No. Why?
My whole thing is when you go on the court, there's going to be trash talk. Just keep it on the court.
But don't bring somebody's mother into it, or somebody's dad into it, or somebody's kids into it, somebody's wife into it.
Right.
Just play the game.
Exactly. But see, I think that's because some of these players want a quote-unquote psychological edge. But again, like we just stated, there's fair game, and then there's just, you can't do that, man. I mean, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? The ultimate sign of disrespect. But I just wanted to bring that up because they were kind of saying when LeBron went to Miami, they won their 2. They put Boston out. Then what happened after that? They broke the whole team up. What did Rondo? He went to the Kings. I think Paul Pierce and Kevin Garnett went to Brooklyn. Then Kevin Garnett's career just faded away. He went back to Minnesota, but he was not a big factor for the team.
That's why they did that, and they kind of made Brooklyn drop the butthole for him because they gave up how many picks?
They gave up a lot of picks. What were they thinking?
5 first-round picks almost
for an aging Kevin Garnett and an aged Paul Pierce. Which Paul Pierce went to the Clippers a couple years after that.
That's what I'm saying. It's like they gave up so much. I remember that shit. I was like, what?
Yeah.
I'm like the Celtics. Oh, you dropped your buttocks. Let me go ahead and replace it for you.
Now look at the Celtics. And that what produced Jaylen Brown.
Yep.
What's the other guy? Tatum. They don't have Rozier anymore, but yeah, they got some good pieces. And
Rozier wasn't all that anyways.
Who's this?
Rozier wasn't all that anyways.
He wasn't. I mean, he showed flashes.
But he's
what about
not.
Marcus Smart? Did they pick him up?
They signed. He was that was a steal. That was coming out of the Brooklyn pick. Brooklyn gave, I think, 5 first round was 4 or 5. So if I'm wrong, anybody that followed that back then, correct me if I'm wrong in the comment section.
Okay, yeah. So is there anything else you wanted to add? Well, not with that so much because I really don't even want to talk about that anymore. LeBron James has solidified himself as a legend. Kevin Garnett has one ring, never won Finals MVP. LeBron James has how many MVPs? 4 during the season, 3 Finals MVPs. He beat a 73-9 Warriors. Come on, you can't say nothing about that. Let him live. But I did want to talk about your short film.
Let's do that.
Definitely want to talk about your short film. So I watched it, and I remember you telling me that it was a silent film. So I'm not going to lie to you. The first couple seconds I was turning the sound up, I was like, yeah, he did say it's a silent film.
I can see you like
yeah, because sometimes you'll scroll down and you have to actually hit the button for the volume to come on. So I thought it was that. But what was going through your mind when you came up with the idea for this film?
So it's not my idea. Let's get this straight. This is Hunter Candelaria's idea at Sequation on Instagram. So if you guys want to shout him out too, this is the mastermind that behind this.
Okay.
This right here.
So it was his idea.
It was his idea. It was his writing, his concept.
Just him by himself.
He wrote it.
Okay.
He directed it. He was a cinematographer.
Okay.
Not cinematographer. Cinematographer. He was the director of photography. So he's the one that came up with the idea and pushed me about it. Okay.
So I'm going to give you my interpretation, and you can tell me if I'm way off or somewhere in the realm. But it just seemed like, was this a ghost?
She's a witch.
A witch.
Traveling from time to time, just killing innocent people.
So was the first scene was you, obviously, but was the scene after that, was that supposed to be the older you? Or
yes.
Okay.
Yes, you picked that up, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, you had to distinguish what was happening.
Okay, so yeah, I could tell because the first scene is the woman's reading a book, then the witch kind of comes up.
That's my sister on screen.
Oh, that's your sister?
Supposedly on screen, not real life.
Okay.
Yeah, not real life.
Okay. So that's your sister. So it's all happening in this house. Mm-hmm.
That's me getting up out of bed where you see in the next scene.
And you spit out the coffee or whatever you're drinking.
Yeah, that was funny.
Yeah.
We did that at least 10 times.
Okay. So, when she's reading the book, it's like the witch comes up, and I'm kind of hazy on it. So she starts reading the book with her.
No, she starts like messing with her, basically, like trying to mess with her.
And then you go outside and you find her dead.
Yes.
So, how much time is supposed to have passed between the two events?
Probably a little bit after, like maybe just after. It looked like the way that I was dressed up in the next scene after that is that the funeral just happened.
Okay.
Like, you know how the funeral normally happens like a week's time, maybe 2 weeks tops.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah. So that's if you would think of like that, that's the way that I see it. Is right there. Is like when the story continues.
Right. Exactly.
It would be just like that.
Okay. So it's a cliffhanger though, because we don't know what happens. Is there going to be a part 2 or?
Possibly. I just gotta. I'm gonna talk to Hunter because he's in California right now.
Okay.
He's coming back in a month. That doesn't mean that he's gonna stay here. So I gotta see if he wants to do a part 2, or if not. But it is a cliffhanger because at the end you don't know what happens. All you know is that the older me is dead.
Yeah. So what did she? I just saw her like. There was a scene where you kind of tensed up. You saw her. You were like kind of going the opposite direction, and she came up behind you and. What did she like? Rip your heart out, or
supposedly? But that wasn't me. That was the
older you.
Yeah, that was
the
Rob.
older you. Okay.
Yeah.
So after that it was kind of I saw the blood on the hand, and I think the scene before that's what you showed on the lady, your sister in the movie, was the blood on the hand, kind of painting the picture that she did die. So I liked it. I liked that it was silent and you had to put it all together. So it's not being spoon-fed to you.
Nope.
Yeah, so you have to digest it, put it through your own lens, and then, kind of...
That's what I like about it. That's why I want to do more of that. And it was awesome to be... It was a pleasure to be involved with that. Like I say, me and Hunter knowing each other since 2017, almost 3 years. We met in college, and then we decided to say, hey, this is, he knew what he wanted to do. I knew what I wanted to do. And we ended up doing some good short films together. We did do a feature that it was good. It's something that we can use to market, but if I can help it, I want nobody to see it. But with
why is that?
It's not.
It didn't come out the way you wanted to?
No, it's just not that. It was just that I want people to, I don't like to release, garbage. I want people to see like that short film is awesome.
So,
that short film you can digest.
okay, so the one that you're talking about, what's the premise of it? Like, what's the breakdown?
All it is like a I'm trying to remember. So it's just like a crime boss and his cronies type thing. And like I said, I don't remember the whole story. I'm trying to forget about it, so I don't know all of it. Like I don't remember all of it. The whole story about it. That was when we talk about Hell on Wheels. That's what that was, doing that shoot. But I enjoy acting and things, but I'm more like a person that likes to do silent stuff. I know my niche. Like I said, I'd rather act in silent stuff because I don't want to have a lot of dialogue. I'd rather go off my actions instead of my words.
I mean, some of the best things that I've seen growing up was Charlie Chaplin. He had silent films, and even the Three Stooges. I mean, even though they had dialogue, it was very little. It was more of the action, and you can do that and come across, as a great piece of work. So, is there anything in the future that you guys? Okay, if you could make your dream movie, what would it be? And you could pick any director you wanted.
Ooh. I would say I like cliffhanger films. I like maybe mystery, maybe like a mystery film.
Okay.
Where you have to try to figure it out, like it's something about like a murder mystery maybe, where it's like you can't trust none of the characters inside.
So this movie Knives Out, have you heard about this?
No.
So that is almost like what you're saying describes this movie perfectly. So there's this movie Clue that came out in maybe the 80s, probably early 90s. And it is just that, like a whodunit. We don't, you
can't trust nobody.
End, you can't. Up until the end, you don't know. So apparently, this movie Knives Out is the same way, where it's a whodunit, and you think you know who it is, and then at the end, it's somebody totally different. So, but if you had somebody to direct this movie, who would it be?
I do like. Everybody knows like Steven Spielberg, but he's just too big. I won't be able to get him. Maybe somebody like a lower down end. Maybe like James Wan is good. I haven't seen Aquaman, but I've seen some of his movies. I would say maybe James Wan, maybe.
Okay.
If my name was big enough.
Okay. Now speaking of directors, and I'm kind of going off left here, but I just watched Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Oh my God!
Have you seen this before?
Yeah. Have I?
I didn't. No, we never talked about it.
No,
so
we
yeah,
haven't. I love it. I totally love it. That's a great movie. Quentin Tarantino.
Yes.
Hano and I went to go see it. It was
great.
Awesome, man.
Okay. It was a lot. I heard a lot about it before I watched the movie, so I had expectations. But
I like
it was
Leo
still
DiCaprio's
good.
part in it. I really did.
I did.
He was funny. He was great acting.
He was. He's a great actor, and I think the dynamic between him and Brad Pitt was perfect because
chemistry, you could see it.
Yes, and when they had their own scenes, they owned both of those scenes. So when, not spoiling anything for those who haven't seen it,
you need to go check it out.
You do. But the scene where he went to the Charles Manson ranch.
I remember that scene.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be more intense. But see,
to me, it felt like it was more intense.
But see, that's why I love Tarantino, because you already have the expectation
that he's going to die. Maybe he's going to get.
It's going to be a lot of blood. Quentin Tarantino is known for doing some very intense things in his movie.
He's starting to like trick you.
Yeah, and that's what I like. So when he rolled up, and I already knew it when he saw the girl, because like I said, I've heard about the movie before. So I said, okay, she must be one of these Manson girls. Just the way, they're all free, and she's always out on the bus stop trying to get people to take her back to the ranch and whatever. So when they get out there and they show the house with the people in it, I'm like, okay, and then the people are coming out once they get to the ranch, and, they're coming out one by one. And when he gets up to the house and they're all standing behind him, I'm like, oh shit, something's about to happen. So that's why he's building that tension, but, nothing happens in that scene. But I like the movie. I like the movie a lot. I always like Quentin Tarantino's direction. Brad Pitt's a great actor. I'm drawing a blank here. The other guy.
Leo DiCaprio.
Leonardo DiCaprio. I don't know why I drew a blank for that.
How you not know the legendary Titanic guy?
Oh, I know him. It's just sometimes you have.
I love him. That movie. He deserved the Oscar. Anybody that tells
Titanic?
Yeah, he shouldn't have got a damn Oscar for that one, but he didn't.
Okay.
He got robbed, in my opinion, on that one.
So a lot of people think that Leonardo DiCaprio is one of the best actors of all time.
He is. I agree. I back him up on it.
So why do you think he's one of the best actors?
Because listen, if you look at all his movies, some of them you're like, why, dude, why? But then you're like, look at his acting though.
Yeah.
Look at his acting. He owns the scene.
Yes.
He owns the character. He gets into that character and plays. He knows what that character is eating for breakfast. He knows what the last name is. He knows what the first name is. He knows what the personality is. He knows what they do. He goes
method.
He knows everything.
Actor.
He knows.
Yeah.
He gets so deep involved. He becomes that person.
Absolutely.
And you don't see that in most actors.
You don't, because we were just talking about that. There's some actors it seems like you sound like you're the same person from the last movie you played in. So there's not really that much range. I haven't seen Wolf on Wall Street yet, though.
I haven't either, though.
But I've heard good things about that. The Great Gatsby. I've heard great things about that.
Now, one of his movies, like Catch Me If You Can, I don't know how good that did. I was hearing some mixed reviews about that one.
Yeah, I've heard some good and bad things about that one too. But overall, like you said, The Aviator is another one, right? He did. I
believe he did that. Yes.
So he's got a lot of movies. Inception. That's one of my favorite movies of all time. So, I mean, he's got a lot of good movies under his belt.
He did. He should have more than one freaking Oscar.
That's all he has?
I believe 1 or 2.
Wow.
Maybe
so
1.
When was Titanic? Was that like 95? Something like that?
Yeah, 95-ish.
Okay.
James Cameron,
Shoot.
Titanic.
I'd like to know how old he was in that movie.
I'll say I think he was like in his maybe teens, late teens, early 20s.
And did he do any movies before that?
I don't follow him that closely. So
okay.
For 95, I was... I wasn't even born yet.
Okay,
I was born in 95, but they're probably not around when they probably filmed it in. They probably filmed it in 94.
Okay.
And then it came out in 95. They normally like film like a year, maybe 2 years ahead.
Wow. So he's been doing this for a long, long time.
Yes, he has.
And there's a few other movies that's
like
eluding me right
too.
now.
Brad Pitt's
oh, he's
up
another
there.
one. Fight Club. He was great in Fight Club. Inglourious Bastards.
He did a lot of Quentin stuff.
Yeah, he did a lot of Quentin stuff. Quentin Tarantino might be my favorite director.
He's good.
He's good.
He's in my top 5.
Okay. The reason I like him is because it's over the top a little bit, but it's so entertaining from start to finish. He drags you for the ride. He does.
He drags you on for the ride, and then you got to figure it out. He'll tell you eventually, but you still got to figure it out.
Yeah. I wasn't a big fan of Reservoir Dogs, though.
That was not his very first film. He had one before that he doesn't.
Was it Dusk Till Dawn? Was that the one? Or was he just in that movie?
No, it was something like it was like a movie for his friend's birthday or something like that. It was something like that. I don't know about it, but he did a film that it's missing pieces of it. Like he took him like he did it for like on and off.
Oh, really?
And off, but he doesn't want nobody to see it, so he kind of like keeps it hush hush. He's like, well, what you just said is his first film. That's what he claimed, but it's really not.
Okay.
So that's a little history and little trivia for you. That's not his first film. That's his second film.
His second film.
Yep.
It was something about that movie that just didn't grab me. I don't know if it was just. It just seemed like it was drawn out. There's like parts of the movie that are good.
He was learning it.
Okay.
That's when he first started out.
But the reason I say that is because some people hold that as like one of the best movies ever.
Somebody gave him I think $1 million or something.
Oh,
somebody gave him some money that believed it in him.
Okay.
That's what happened. That's the reason why that movie, I would say, made it, because he didn't have the money for that. Somebody gave him, an investor gave him money. That's what I found out.
And you see how beautiful that is, though? You've just watered a seed. Someone with immense talent, with this eye that's not like anybody else's eye, and you just give him one shot, and he just
blows
flourishes.
up with it. That's what I'm saying.
So that's
that can
for
happen to anybody.
Yeah,
that can happen to us.
Absolutely.
That can happen to anybody.
Right. Jackie Brown. Yeah,
I never really got it. I really never saw that. Like I said, I really didn't watch much of Quentin's films until I met Hunter, to be honest.
They're almost the same in a lot. They almost all have that 70s vibe.
They do.
They all kind of have that 70s vibe. A lot of people like Django Unchained. I'm kind of
on the fence about it.
Pulp Fiction. I love Pulp Fiction.
That was one of his top. I think one of his top movies that he ever made.
So apparently he's only making one more movie.
Supposedly.
Yeah. But this will
be. He said when he's 60, he wants to stop. Go ahead.
Before I forget, The Hateful Eight. Is that the one?
Yeah, he did one of the.
Man, that movie is so good. I love it. I love that movie. But I said that just to lead up to What I heard was he's only going to do 10 movies, and then the 10th one.
He did say when he turns 60, he's done. So he might just do if I'm him, I'm done.
Okay.
I'm done just because Once Upon a Time in Hollywood was a great movie. He got a standing ovation for that in some theaters.
Did? Okay.
Yes. Hey, he should stop. He should stop.
Well,
he wants to do theater.
I thought he wanted to do a horror movie as his last movie.
I didn't hear nothing about that. All I
did hear that his last movie might be a horror flick.
What?
But outside of Saw, what's another horror movie that has really like revolutionized movies? I haven't seen one since Saw.
I haven't seen one at all. For one, Halloween. For Halloween, it's like it's good, but then it's predictable shit, like a babysitter killer basically type shit. And before you guys get to piss folks and come nail me to my coffin, but you can see my opinion on that. The very first movie was made by John Carpenter. I'm backing that all day. Mm-hmm. That was awesome. But the movies after that.
Rob Zombie has been doing the Halloween.
I can't.
They're not good?
I can't. No, they're not good. Rob Zombie? I can't stand Rob Zombie, man.
Well, I know he did he's got a cult following. I know he's done like the Devil's Rejects and House. I'm not into horror movies like that, but I've heard of them, and I've heard that people like that type of stuff. But I think some people, I'll speak for myself. I like a movie, even if it's a horror movie, to just have a lot of different layers to it. I just don't want to see somebody just slashed up in one scene.
That's what I'm talking about.
Stabbed in the neck in another. No, if it's like something that really like pulls you in, and then every now and again you have like a horror scene, I'm with it. But I haven't seen a movie like that. I think the last horror movie I really got into might have been Saw.
I saw Jigsaw. I didn't really see the original Saw.
I think it's the original. I didn't see
because Jigsaw is so watered down.
Okay.
It's not like the one like the regular one where you don't talk about something horror.
Yeah, I mean, but see, that's what I'm talking about. There's another movie too. I don't want to jump around too much, but that's what I'm talking about. When you first hit the scene with something new, it's going to have an impact. I didn't want to see Saw 4, 5, and 6 because, like you said, it's the same thing.
It is. It's like Fast and Furious.
Exactly. So you're in this game of death. But there was another one, and it came out maybe a few years ago. It was like these people were trapped in this office like building, and someone came over the intercom, and it's kind of like Saw a little bit. You have to fight your way out to the death. And then I think there's booby traps around. It seemed like it was cool. I never watched it, but I haven't seen any movies really come out and just like push the envelope. I just watched a movie review. I remember M. Night Shyamalan.
Yep.
What was the one where The Happening? Have you seen that movie?
No.
It's not a good movie.
No. His movies went from great to shit.
Yeah.
Because of when he did The Last Airbender, there's like, oh my god, what is it? What is this?
He did that.
He did that. That's why his name went down into the toilet before
because of one movie.
Hey, that all it takes, dude.
Well, no, like you said, it was leading
couple.
up.
It was at least a couple.
Because The Happening wasn't good.
Then The Last Airbender.
Then he did Signs, right?
I believe. I didn't follow him. Again, I was a kid when all this was happening.
The Sixth Sense is the last one I know that he's done that was like phenomenal. And there was one where he did something in like medieval times.
His name is starting to get up a little bit again, but there was actually facts. This is facts. Okay. Well, he was doing movies, but they didn't want to put his name out as director.
Really?
Dead serious.
Because he would turn people away?
Yeah, he was shit.
That's messed up. But that's a testament. I don't like his shots. Now, of course, I don't know anything about directing in movies, but you can tell.
I don't follow him enough.
But when you watch the movies, it's almost like Spike Lee. Spike Lee has this one camera angle where I think he puts the camera on the actor. Like the camera's here, and when the actor's moving, it's almost like the camera shakes with them. It's weird to explain, but that's like Spike Lee's shot. So when you see it, you like, oh, that's Spike Lee's movie. M. Night Shyamalan is the same way. Why the fuck does the camera have to be right up on the actor's face? Like,
seriously?
It was like Mark Wahlberg was in the movie, and half the movie is just like him making these doofy ass facial expressions with the camera right up on his face. I think that's his style of shooting. I don't like it. I just don't like it. The writing's not that great. So when you have like bad shots and maybe the story doesn't really pull you in, like you said, then the movie is gonna suck.
I'm saying this. For me, and the movie has to interest me in 1 to 2 seconds. If not, it turns me off. Mm-hmm. Like it really, I'm like, what am I watching? I'm like, I just can't.
Yeah.
I'm picky about movies sometimes.
I am too, because you're spending an hour and a half to 2 hours watching something, so it should be something entertaining.
Exactly.
And sometimes, me personally, I'll get caught up in the hype because I'll look online. Oh, it's got good reviews. I hear stuff about it. And then I go and see it, and I'm like, I don't see it. Just like Reservoir Dogs. When I saw it, I was kind of like, okay,
you gotta be careful. People might put you up to a wall and pitchfork you with that hoodie you got on there.
Hey,
RM.
do it. I don't give a shit. I'm going to talk my truth. But what I'm saying is this. Yeah, you've got, like I said, the cult followers who are like, yes, that's one of the greatest movies. It's okay to have a difference.
Pulp Fiction is one of his tops, other than, I think, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Well, I got some news for you, dude.
What's that?
Report that Donald Trump has impeached.
Wow.
You might as well talk about it. It's
I didn't,
fresh off the thing.
I hate politics.
I know,
you don't know how much I hate politics.
You do.
Okay, so since we're going to talk about it,
it's already out.
It's already out. How do you feel about it?
I'm shocked, to be honest with you. He's not impeached yet. They have to vote on it.
Yes, the Senate has to. The House of Representatives, to my understanding, impeached him. And then he has to go through the Senate, right?
Yeah, the Senate has to agree on it. It has to go up above. If they say no, then
he's just there.
He's there. So I don't think that they should.
Okay, so why? I don't follow politics.
I don't either, but go ahead.
Why are they impeaching him? Well,
because all the crooked stuff that is coming out.
Okay, that's coming out.
Yes.
Okay, so I think the question I should have asked was, why wasn't he impeached earlier?
Because I don't think they wanted to.
So at the last second, because his term is pretty much over.
That's what I'm saying. They should let him finish it out. Because I disagree with it. Because Mike Pence ain't any better. He wants to put everybody into concentration camps. Well, if you're bi, if you're trans, if you this, you
really
that, dead ass. So that's what I'm saying is he's not no better. So you trying to get rid of you trying to cut off one snake's head supposedly,
and another one is going to grow right back.
Exactly. So what does that make any sense? Listen. This is touchy.
Okay.
So let's just walk slowly. But I'm just saying crawl before we walk. But I'm just saying is, even if Donald Trump has done some stuff in the past, okay. Obviously, they're popping up now because he's president. You get what I'm saying? So if that's the case, why didn't it pop up in the beginning when he was running for president? You get what I'm saying?
Okay, Aaron. I was about to call you your real name because this is real. I remember the day Donald Trump got elected. I can remember it like it's yesterday. I was working up north overnight. Someone came and said, Donald Trump is president. A woman comes around the corner and she's, yeah, I told you he was going to be. So I naturally, I'm not big on confrontation or anything like that. But when someone's talking out their ass, but listen, I just kind of like respectfully ask a question. I said, you're excited? This man was talking about grabbing women by the pussy. And this was before he got into office.
Wow.
And they still elected him.
That's what I'm saying. So I don't want to hear this shit that, oh my God, he has done this. He has slept with Stormy Daniels. He has done this. Well, you guys put him in there. Why did you put him in there?
Okay, that's the thing. So Donald Trump.
If he was that crooked, why did you put him in there?
Okay.
But it's now all stuff is coming up now, though. Well, it should have came up in the beginning when he was running.
I agree. So all these things I wouldn't say all these things. There were a few things that came out that a lot of people thought that was it for him. The grab the woman by the vagina and all this. He was making fun of, there was like, I guess a handicapped guy, and he was on stage making fun of the handicapped guy. Like he was just doing some immature stuff. But he did not win the popular vote. That was Hillary Clinton, and she won by almost a landslide. Donald Trump got in because of the electoral college vote. So these are representatives from each state. Put them in there.
That's what I'm talking about.
But the Republicans, they say the Republicans, and again, I don't know anything about politics.
I don't either.
but they must make up the majority of the Senate.
Obviously, they get the final choice.
So
you think you think you have a choice of voting? Obviously, that shows you.
No, you don't.
You really don't. It's all up to like Toyo College. But they say, well, you need to vote. You need to vote. That's one reason why I don't vote.
Okay, so
it's American right though, but at the same time, how's it American right if you don't get the final say?
Okay.
But if you think about it, you got. I'm not trying to go deep into this, but I'm already got the canon one, so I'm gonna keep going. So you have 2 people running that last time with Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton. Both of them have done some shady shit. Mm-hmm. Why would I vote for somebody
I know.
that has
it's like
shit?
the lesser of two evils.
That's what I'm saying. You got 2 snakes right there.
Yeah. So
and anybody tells me that Hillary Clinton is innocent, you're a liar.
She's got caught in lies.
She has. She killed people, man.
I'm sure she did. Yes.
She has.
Yes, I believe that. And then to lie and say you were walking over on land that had landmines and you were never over there. Like, why are you making that type of stuff up? Who are you trying to impress? So, I agree with you. The lesser of two evils. But the thing about Donald Trump is I think that people hated him. They still hate him. People love him. They still love
hate him or you hate him. Either you hate him or you like him.
But these are the reasons why. Okay, this is not my opinion. This is one person told me why he liked Donald Trump.
Okay.
Not his politics, because he gets up there and he speaks his mind. And he'll admit that he doesn't know how to do something, but that doesn't stop him. So he likes his attitude more than his politics.
I agree with him. He doesn't have.
Okay, so what's
sucks.
different between that and having Hulk Hogan being the president? Because Hulk Hogan, he's going to speak. You know what I'm saying? It's a caricature. It's a character.
That's what I'm saying. Is people would rather be lied to than be telling the truth.
Yeah.
That's probably why people don't like him, because he's not a politician. Politicians, they never going to tell you the truth.
They're not. They're almost like
looking in your
bred
face.
to
bred to waddle.
Yeah. So what I will say is this with Mike Pence, even somebody else.
I do not like Mike Pence whatsoever.
I don't either. So I'm kind of getting off of Donald Trump, but it's going to kind of still be in the proximity of him. So I wanted to talk about Joe Biden. So when you talk about these politicians who get to a certain level, Herman Cain comes to mind. Herman Cain was running, I think it was Donald Trump's presidency when he was going for office. I think Herman Cain was in that. He got to a certain level and he was talking about this 999 policy and all his different stuff, and he started gaining all of this attention, and next thing you know, he's cheating on his wife.
So what?
And I gotta back out. He backed out the race. It's a dirty game. They sling mud. They sling mud.
No, they don't sling mud. They throw mud at your face and hope it sticks. That's how it is.
Pretty much.
That's how it is.
Because they're going to try to find anything they can against you to ruin your life, so you'll either lose the public's.
Well, you have to drop out. Say,
you're either going to drop out, or people are going to look at you and say, "I'm not voting for him." So yeah, they're going to pull all this stuff out, but it didn't work for Trump. They were pulling all this stuff out on Trump. Still got in there.
That's what I'm saying. Is why do it now?
I don't know.
But again, you had 2 people that you had really no choice.
Yeah. But I did want to talk about Joe Biden. Joe Biden, I've been seeing. I don't know if you follow Joe Biden.
I don't follow none of this shit.
Only reason I don't follow politics either.
I don't.
But the only reason I've known about Joe Biden only because he came from Delaware, so he's got that element, and I've heard about him, and then different videos people have shown me. Joe Biden has, I don't know how many videos of him violating children. Either kissing them or I know, whispering something in their ear.
Oh my God.
There was just this picture on Twitter. I should have retweeted it, but I'm
glad you didn't. I
saw it
that.
and I was kind of like, fuck out of here. I don't want to see that. But this woman's holding a baby. So if you're holding a baby, there's like certain natural ways you hold a baby. You like kind of cradle your arms for the baby.
You make sure they don't fall.
Or you might hold them up. If somebody's holding them, you might hold the baby's arm. He had his hand on the baby's crotch. Holding the baby by the crotch. And that's what I'm saying. These are these politicians out kissing babies, and if you don't know what they're doing behind closed doors. We just talked about the Jeff Epstein stuff, where they go to these islands and they can live out their fucked up fantasies. I just saw a picture with Donald Trump, Epstein, and it was somebody else. So all of these people, they're probably doing some.
They're dirty, man. It's like, that's sick, dude.
Yeah.
You never got.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't know what to say to that. But the thing, nobody's going to look at that way. But they're saying that he might want to run for next year's presidency.
Biden cannot win. There's no way he can win.
I hope he don't win, man.
But who? Okay, so Hillary Clinton is talking about running again.
No,
so she's already lost twice.
She's gonna lose a 3 time.
Another guy is Bernie Sanders. Okay,
Bernie Sanders got his foot in the grave already.
I know, but I'm going to talk about this because this is when I was kind of following politics a little more, and I think it was Rich Paul and Ron Paul. Rich Paul is Ron Paul's, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong. His father, Ron Paul, was gaining a lot of traction. So what they were doing was they were coming up with these figures of who was like most influential, who had, the upper hand. It was a lot of situations. Ron Paul wasn't even mentioned. They would not put his name on
ballot.
They wouldn't do this, like little slick stuff like that. So that's what I'm saying. Even if they can't pull up something out your closet, they'll try other means to bring you down. It's politics. It's WWF. With ties on.
Basically. It's like WWE, like you said, with ties on. It's
just a whole bunch of smack talking. And
that's why I watch these damn debates, because they suck. Because he says, now, guys, this person was caught stealing outside the store right here. Well, no, so you was the one that actually... hit that kid on the head right over there, and it's just like coming back, each other coming.
Yeah, that's all it is. This is a back and forth.
People watch it because it's drama and shit.
It is. That's exactly what it is. It's drama.
Just not for me.
It's not for me either. But sometimes you'll find a good one when you have two candidates who are trying to do it by the book and they're not really over the top. Sometimes the dialogue is good because they're talking about real stuff. Can we believe them? Probably not.
Nope, because the politicians, they lie.
What politician do you know
is honest? Nobody.
Yes,
Nobody.
But that's getting to my point. How much stuff they talk about before they get in the office. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that.
And they get in the office.
I'm going to do all that.
They don't do jack shit. Or they make it
play
worse.
Golf. You said,
hey, play golf, or maybe play some baseball, swing and a miss.
Yes, absolutely. But yeah, politics and me, I kind of got away from it when what you just stated, like. They want you to go to the Puff Daddy's on TV, rock the vote, go vote. Jay-Z's on TV, vote, vote, vote. MTV's vote, everybody go vote. And then the person you vote for and all the people who vote for the popular vote, they still don't get in the office. So it's like, what is the use?
What's the
it's no use.
Because at the end of the day, the government gets the chance to choose who's what.
That's why they say it's most important to vote on a state level. So vote for your, things around you, but the national vote is something different. If you disagree, yes, it is scripted. But the listeners, if you disagree, please leave a comment and explain why you think we should go out and vote.
Exactly. Or you can hit, me or the one on M up on Twitter and say this is my feel and this is what I feel about this. Why we should vote.
Yeah, change our minds.
Yeah.
If you can change our mind, convince us, because there is no convincing me.
Same.
That your vote matters on a national level.
It really doesn't at all. Now maybe like for Senate or governor, obviously.
But not the president.
Nope.
And like you said, you have vice presidents who come in and they're not any different. They're going to be the same thing.
That's all it is. So by getting rid of Donald Trump, you're really not doing nothing. You're not accomplishing nothing. In my opinion, I think Donald Trump's better than Pence. I'm just saying.
Okay. Now, that's the thing. I don't know too much about Pence.
Just Donald know Trump that he's an ass.
I'm sure there's ass qualities about him that I don't know about yet. But with Donald Trump, he has just carried the load of... But he brings a lot of it on himself. He gets on Twitter and he says some wild ass stuff.
Yes, Donald Trump put Twitter down now.
Should have did that a long time ago.
He should have did that when he got into office.
Yeah.
Common sense will tell you that when you was running for that. You should have just put that shit down.
So, Barack Obama. So this is going to be a great segue to Barack Obama. I'm not the biggest fan of Barack Obama. Why? Because first of all, he's a politician. We just said it. Barack Obama made some obligations that he carried through. The LGBT, we talked about this. This is the thing. when you have a group of people who put money together to fund your campaign, and then you get into office, it's almost like your obligation to look out for them. So let's say that there's a group of people who like to make animal balloons. We want to be animal balloon people. We want to walk around with animal balloons around us and carry them in the store with us. I know it's silly, but check out what I'm talking about. It's silly as shit.
I just can't. I can't with you, Arm. I just can't. That's why you gotta love this show, man. We have fun on this show.
But check out what I'm saying. So you have a presidential candidate who says, I'm going to create grants for the animal balloon people. Now, what they're going to do, but seriously, what they're going to do is they're going to get their money together and they're going to fund your campaign.
They are going to.
So why did I get into office, or what's one of the biggest reasons I got into office? Because these people,
animal balloon people.
Yes, they funded my campaign. They gave donations and all that. So now that I'm in office,
you should follow through with it.
Yes. It's an obligation.
Or try.
Okay.
Because it all goes from the government. So you can say what you want. The government has the last word, the last say.
They do. But that's what I'm saying. When you're in office, you still have a little bit of power. So you're going to look out for those people versus the people who like to make paper airplanes. But they didn't fund your campaign. So you could say, yeah, the people who like to make paper airplanes, we're going to give you grants too. But they never funded your campaign, so you can get in office like, man, fuck them paper airplanes. you know what I'm saying? So I'm making light of it, but it does kind of get to a point. These people who come together, money is influence. They get you,
sadly.
Yes, so you can put out your little videos and smear other people and, travel the country and people are donating, and then when you get in the office, you have to look out for them.
You don't have to do anything but pay taxes and die.
That's true, but you almost feel obligated. So when Barack Obama got into office, I know we're coming up on some time, but when Barack Obama got into office, and no disrespect to the LGBT community, but he looked out for them. But there were other people, even black people, that a lot of black people thought Barack Obama was going to get into office and, look out. He didn't. Okay, I wasn't one of those people because, again, I already know politics. I don't care if he was the quote-unquote... Yes. There's this old adage that says the Republicans and the Democrats are two different wings on the same bird. So just because they're over here doing this and they're over there doing that, at the end of the day, they might not be looking out for you. Both parties.
They don't.
Exactly.
It's about them.
It's about them.
It's just like any company that's in the United States too. If you're a liability, they cut off the liabilities.
Absolutely. And I think that's what they did with Trump, unfortunately. Well, fortunately, not unfortunately. Fortunately.
We don't know that.
Well, one half did.
But they have to vote.
I know the Senate has to vote their part.
And if they don't, if they say no, obviously he's probably gonna stick.
There were people popping.
I'll be honest with you. I want him to stick. I don't want freaking Pence.
To be real with you, I don't give a shit.
I don't want Pence. Like I said, let him finish out his term. He's almost done.
Okay.
Let him finish.
They might as well.
He's almost done.
How much worse could he do?
Yes. And you got Pence that's not going to do no better. He might do worse. You never want, like, it's one that's to say, well, my boss is shit. Then all of a sudden that boss gets fired. You get another boss and even worse.
Yeah, and you're like, damn, I wish I had him back.
Exactly. That's terrible. What I'm saying. That's what I'm talking about. That's the scenario. You think you'll be doing the country better by getting rid of Trump? No, you're not. You're going to put the country even more down in the shit. So what?
Yeah.
Like I said,
I'm not a Trump fan.
That's why I'm independent.
Yeah, there it is. Be independent. And I know Jesse Ventura, I think he was going to come up with another political party, but I think he might be independent too. But yes, just stay in your lane until I'm not going to vote Democrat just because there's a Democrat. I might not like their policies. We just talked about Hillary Clinton. I don't like her policies. I don't even like her. So if there's a Democrat and a Republican and I'm claiming Democrat, now I have to go vote for her just because she's there? No, I'm not doing that. Independent. When a person comes and
I'll vote when a person that I feel like that's like an Abraham Lincoln kind of type style or something like that's back in the day. But everybody was crooked back then. You're human. But I'm just saying this, but it's like not like it is now.
But like a JFK. JFK died for speaking
up. I know. That's a little rocky there because I still think that somebody in higher power had something to do with his death.
Absolutely. Because JFK was going to come out and say some things. So they have to quiet him. So if you have a president like that who's not going to,
I think.
Okay,
No doubt, but I think we probably killed him.
Who's that?
I think
The government?
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
you can look at they have documentaries on top of documentaries, and some of the angles where they say the bullet came from, and it's a whole, people say that the shooter was actually in the bushes. Some people say the shooter was in the car with him shooting. I don't know. These are just conspiracy theories.
It's conspiracy.
But the consensus,
thing,
yes,
series.
but the consensus of all these different conspiracy theories is the government's behind it.
Somebody's behind it. Somebody's
Yeah.
high up is behind it.
Absolutely. They got to take him out.
Because for one, he was probably going to speak truth about
A lot of
secrets.
things. I think it was the war. I think it could have been like secret documents, because Jesse Ventura talked about this. He said even when he was like the governor of Minnesota, I think he was governor of Minnesota, you find out stuff.
That's
So
what
even on that small level, so imagine you're the president.
So
and they
why did he run his mouth?
Who?
JFK. So obviously he said something to somebody, to the wrong person, that got him killed.
Yes.
Because he was going to do something that nobody liked.
But he's a
Somebody
truth
didn't like-
speaker. That's what I'm saying.
That's what killed him.
Yes. So just because you come out and you want to speak truth doesn't mean people should want to kill you. They do
Unless
it.
it's something that's
going to
really,
bury you.
Exactly. That's going to bury them, which he was going to.
So no, we can't have him come out and say this or give out these. What if JFK on live TV came out and said, "Aliens live among us"?
Oswald,
Or
here's some money. You
Yeah,
gotta take
yeah.
care of it, because it's I don't know his
Yeah.
first name. I know his last name was Oswald.
Lee Harvey.
Yeah, Lee Harvey Oswald. There we go. Oh, Oswald.
Take the fall for it.
Yeah, you too. Then no, what happened was they wanted him to get to talk. Guy come out the thing, shot his ass.
Yeah. But that could have been to shut Oswald up.
Yeah,
This is my
Yeah.
thing. So what if they slid Oswald money? Not even that. Let's say that they did do it, just frame Oswald and then had Oswald killed so he can't speak out against it. Now the government,
Loose ends.
yes, mafia style.
But the other guy didn't talk. They knew he was not going to. But I know if they let him live.
Who's this other guy?
I forget his name, man.
Okay.
Yeah, I know another guy shot Lee Harvey Oswald though.
Okay. And he got away, is that what you're saying?
No,
They did catch him.
He took both. Obviously, they killed the guy that killed John F. Kennedy. I get into they probably pinned John F. Kennedy on him,
Yeah.
and
They could have did that. Just let's pin you both, send you away. They might take care of your family, but you got to do this time because we got to pin this on somebody.
Yeah, basically, types. They say, "Oh, what? You killed the guy that did it? Oh, well, we're gonna pin it on you too."
It's just crazy the level of
Conspiracy.
trickery. Yes,
We should definitely come back to that. So how about this? People leave a
Okay.
comment on our YouTube channel here or on our Twitters, and you can find that on our YouTube. And let us know, should we go back to conspiracy theory things?
Yeah, because there's a few.
That we can bring up in future episodes. You let us know what you guys love to listen to. If you guys like to listen to, because if you go back to older episodes,
Yeah, we were getting into it, the moon landing and things of that nature.
Hey, if you guys into that, let us know. We need to know what you guys like and what you don't like.
Absolutely. But I think we have a good format.
We do.
We kind of start off with sports and then it just flows.
We love
It's
that.
not scripted. It's not. Because
Yep.
I heard you talk about that when they asked you on their show.
I was being honest.
Yeah, Clutch Crew Sports, and they asked you like, how do you guys come up with? And I was applauding, listening, like, yes, that's exactly what we do.
Yeah,
we
we
might
just-
talk a little bit before we go on air, but everything is just genuine, authentic, organic.
Exactly,
It's
and that's
just-
what you heard with Zach, and then was says like, "Wow,
Yeah.
wow, we can't." You're like, damn, like it was like
But
they was
I'ma tell you why.
amazed how we do that.
But I'm
do
gonna
this.
tell you why, because we have a good chemistry, and that's not easy to do.
No, it's
because
not.
it's something natural. You could bring somebody I've never met before, and him and I sit down and we do a podcast. It's probably going to be rigid. I think the good thing is that we've worked together before we did the podcast. We know each other. We've already had these conversations at the job before we
came up
got
with the
here.
idea. Exactly.
So now it's just second nature.
That's what I'm saying. This is like maybe like a Tom Brady type, Rob Kingalski kind of type shit here. Will
whatever it is,
whatever
Pippen,
it is,
Jordan, Kobe,
whatever,
Shaq, whatever it is, it's just a good
we
combination.
already had it from this jump.
Yeah, from the jump.
And even a lot of people say that. I was hearing it from a lot of people saying that we have good chemistry.
Absolutely. I mean, I listened to it and I'm bone cold honest. I wouldn't sit here and say that if I didn't think
Exactly. Like the last special episode, I have my favorite thing that I actually got a meme.
What's that?
Kill it, dead.
Kill it.
Remember that about those movies were about the tornado?
These
that was my favorite.
Sequels and,
I was like,
gosh.
I was like, I was actually over talking you more, and that's
Man, it's all good, but that's your level of expertise. You know, I don't know anything about movies, and you taught me a lot. I didn't know all that stuff about Steven Spielberg and Jaws, and you know the way he was shooting and he threw up, and you know stuff like that. I didn't know. So that's
what this show's all about.
Yeah, so just learning off each other. But we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. This is episode 17. And until next time.
This is Aeon Swarm signing off.
RM. Peace.
Peace.